right, Liz Donnelly here, the Family Fitness Guru. I am here with Tim Wightman. Is it your farm
Correct.
that you are with? And tell us where you're located and what you do on your farm.
Well, I do everything on my farm, and we're located northwest of Dayton in a little town called Arcanum in Darke County. We're about 25 miles away from the Schmidtmeyers, which everybody knows, and we're about 60 miles north of Cincinnati. My farm produces raw milk yogurt, raw milk butter, and raw milk cream.
And who are your typical customers? Do they come from nearby? Do they come from far away?
Well, I'm in a rural community, so nobody really values raw milk in the rural community. So everything of mine goes to Dayton, Cincinnati, or Yellow Springs, where Young's Dairy used to be.
Okay. So do you have a herd share program on your farm?
Yeah, correct. I use the Ohio Herd Share program.
Ohio Herd Share program. And you were just explaining about that and how to get involved. It costs a certain amount of money for people to join up, but it's something that's a little more protected and more recognized from the state because of the crackdown on raw milk dairies that are around.
Yeah, essentially there's a lot of herd share arrangements in the state at the moment. Some are even using cow shares, which really aren't recognized by Ohio. But in Ohio, there's called the Ohio Grazer Group, Dairy Grazer Group, and we have the original herd share arrangement that went up against the state of Ohio and was supported by a local judge. If you want to join the Ohio Grazer Group, it costs $500. You have access to that herd share document. Essentially all it is you fill in your name, your farm, your address, and essentially you begin to distribute that to your customers and you're essentially set to go. It costs around $8,000 to produce that document, but we're trying to recoup some of that cost by allowing new members to come in. That way everybody's on the same page. This does have legal precedent in the state of Ohio because that's the one Carol Schmidtmeyer was using when the judge backed the Ohio Department of Agriculture down, and now it has legal standing in the state of Ohio.
And that's a case that I think most people aren't going to recognize, so I'll have to make some kind of a reference to it on the copy, when I talk about this video. But Carol Schmidtmeyer was an Amish farmer. Is an Amish farmer just
just an
ordinary citizen, I suppose. I mean, like Amish people aren't, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So she just got nailed by the government trying to find a reason why she couldn't basically produce, or was she selling raw milk? Now I'm not familiar with the story
essentially
too much.
what it is Carol Schmidtmeyer had a grade A permit, so that means the Ohio Department of Agriculture gave her a permit to produce milk to sell to a processor. She also wanted to set up a herd share because she had a lot of people from around the country and the state wanting her products. So she set up a herd share. The Ohio Department of Agriculture said, no, you're selling milk, you can't do that, we're going to pull your permit. They didn't have the statute authority to pull a permit because you just can't pull a permit unless there's a reason for it. So essentially that's how the court case started. And then they tried to use herd shares as just saying that it was around about the law of selling milk, when actually it's not. You're selling the cows, you're not selling milk. They're just hiring Carol and her husband Paul to do all the work. And essentially we're not selling milk, we're selling cows.